What's up, YouTube? PMP Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be 10 questions girls have for guys. Before I get into the video, though, I got to do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 30,000 subscribers by June. It's a crazy goal. It's a big goal, but it's my goal. All right, the only way I'm going to get to my goal is if you give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. All right, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm going to give y'all a second to do that. All right, now let's get to the video. 10 questions girls have for guys. Actually, also, all right, as I answer these questions, if y'all think that I answered one wrong or y'all want to add to what I said or y'all just want to switch something around a little bit, give y'all own answers, let me know the number of the question and then go ahead and write an answer down in the comments. I'm actually interested to see what other men have to say about some of these questions because I'm going to answer them as of myself. You know, and I seen the first three, but after that, I don't know what she's gonna ask. So it could be anything. All right, so let's get to the video. If y'all have any answers to the questions, go ahead and let me know the question and then the answer down below. Let's get to it.
In the house because it's such a cute little cabin, but it's gonna have to do. Today I have a very exciting video because this is so different. This video, I'm not going to tell you guys anything. You guys are gonna educate me and all other girls that are watching this in the comments down below. Basically, in this video, I'm going to tell you about 10 questions that girls have for guys and that we want answered. And so what would be freaking amazing is if you comment down below your answer to each of the questions. Just make a little list 1 to 10 and give us your answers and your perspective on these questions. I want to know. I'm so curious about all of these things. But you could also do, if you want to, if you have time and you want to add something on, you could also ask questions back to girls. So things that you want to know about girls, but you wouldn't ask them directly. And I might just feature you in the next video. So yeah, we're just gonna get into these questions. Let's get started. I'm very excited to hear from you guys what you think. Question number 1 is, what's the most common thing that girls do that make guys lose interest? This is really interesting because sometimes I feel like you're dating a guy and suddenly things just kind of go south. Like it seemed like it was going so well and then suddenly you get ghosted or just interest, you can feel it like lacking. Like what is the thing that made the guy lose interest all of a sudden? I want to know your perspective on this. Let me know.
A lot of the times this question or this happens because you're trying to date men that are out of your league. You're trying to date too high up the rating scale. There's so many, because of inflated egos, there's so many women out there that are actually 7s or 6s that believe that they can date men that are 9s or 10s because they think that they're 10s too. And it's just not true. And also, you decide who has sex, but men get to decide who we date, okay, and who we marry. All right, we get to decide who we want to be in a relationship with. So when you have your selection process and you get to decide who comes up to you and who gets your phone number and who you actually have sex with, it is then our turn to have our selection process of who we actually want to be with. And if you rely on a guy who has a lot of options, the chances of you actually getting picked to be in that relationship is slim just because you have a lot of competition. If you have 30 girls wanting a guy, sure, he might be the tallest, most attractive, most athletic guy in the room, but just understand that he also is going to have 30 other women looking at him too that are also going to want the same opportunity you want. So basically, you're going out of your league, and I'm trying to answer these as quick as possible because it's 10 questions, all right? And y'all know I can go on rants for days, but so basically you're trying to date out of your league. Probably it would be the first part of that. And the second part is, well, it's our turn to be selective in who we want to be in a relationship with. So maybe you just had character flaws or he's seen something in you that he didn't actually want. And a lot of times this can even happen after sex. Sometimes men can have sex with you and then decide that, oh, well, now that I already, did that, I realized that she ain't even that good of a person. I was just blinded by lust. So yeah, that's part of it. Let's get back to the video.
Number 2, what are some things that girls say that piss you off, like that make you angry, or just things that girls do that, just grind your gears? I think that's the saying. Yeah, so what are some things that girls say that you're like, oh my god, I wish they would stop saying it because it's so freaking annoying? Number 3.
Anything that has to do with feminism or being independent. All right, no, man, we are natural protectors and providers, and this role is never going to leave our DNA. This is never going to leave us, okay? So anytime you're talking about being independent or you don't need a man or you could do this and this and that, I mean, that's absolute turnoff for me, okay? And the other thing would be blaming society for your own shortcomings, okay? Men, we are I won't say that. I'll just say this. Women, you have the freedom of choice. You get to do whatever you want. You get to choose to be a housewife, or you get to choose to be a career woman. Okay, but understand that when you choose whatever you choose, there are going to be consequences for that choice. If you choose to be a career woman, your social life might, deteriorate a little bit. You might have to sacrifice a little bit of your social life. If you choose to be a housewife, you might have to sacrifice some of the things that you may have wanted to become in the future, in terms of, like, if you had goals of being a lawyer or a doctor or whatever that may have been, that may be something you have to sacrifice for your family. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just understand that once you do choose to do whatever you do, don't blame society for your choice and who you chose to be with. Okay, a lot of times we got women that are out here choosing horrible dudes that they know are horrible, and then they get pregnant by them. How are you getting pregnant by a dude that you know that doesn't like you? How are you getting pregnant by a dude you know ain't even a good dude? How are you getting pregnant by a dude that you know does not even want to be a father? Okay? And not only are you getting pregnant, you're carrying it to term and then blaming society that men are just not good. When in all actuality, you had a baby by a man that was out of your league. He didn't want to be with you, and you knew that. So you didn't use no protection in terms of you didn't use no birth control, you didn't use no condom, you didn't use no plan B, and you didn't use your rights for your reproductive rights. And again, I always say it every time I bring up reproductive rights. It's not my cup of tea personally, but it is an option, and we can't act like it isn't an option for a lot of people. Okay, so yeah, if I had to say one, it would just be blaming society for where you are in your life. Okay, that ain't how it works. You choose what you do in your life, and there are consequences to those choices. Let's continue the video.
If a girl triple texts you or quadruple texts you or whatever, is that a turnoff or is it not? Do you feel like it's too much and it gets annoying, or do you feel like it's really nice that a girl texts a lot and you want that from her? Let me know.
And this goes back to
number 4.
Okay, yeah. And this goes back to the whole dating out of your league thing. Men that ain't in the top 10%, because 90% of the women are trying to date 10% of the men. Men that ain't in that top percent aren't getting 3 or 4 texts at one time. And if it was a woman giving them 3 or 4 texts at a time, I don't think that they'd be upset about it. Why? Because men are starved for attention. When a woman posts a picture on Facebook, they get 130 likes. If a man does the same thing, you're lucky to get 2, and that'll be your mom and your aunt. Let's be completely honest about the situation. All right, so men are starved for attention. Most men, unless they have a lot of options, because they're in that 10%, most men would be happy. In fact, it shows incentive, and there's a lack of that in the women of today. Women want to have all the pros of being a man, but none of the cons, like approaching who they want. Okay, if you want a job, you go to interviews. If you want to be in a career, you go through college. You go through $60,000 of debt. Then you go through an interview just to get that job. If you want a man, or you want a man to want you to be a wife, you have to show that same incentive. You have to show that same initiative. You have to go out and try to get it. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with texting a man 3 or 4 times, especially if you know that it's going somewhere. Now, if he has 30 options, just be ready to not be the one that's picked. And don't blame all the other, 90% of men that you bypassed because of that top 10% of men's choices to not want to be with you. That happens so many times. But let's continue the video.
This might just be a bit of a funny question, but this is something that I genuinely wonder so much. But do you ever feel like you would like to have a handbag too? Because us girls, we have a bag, we can put all our stuff in it. A lot of guys don't have a bag, so they have to stuff everything in their pockets, which just feels like it would be very annoying to me, because if you sit down, you have to take everything out, and also you cannot take as much stuff with you. I know my boyfriend personally carries around like a backpack a lot of the time, but do you not feel like you would like to have like a fanny pack or a crossbody bag? Do you not feel like that would make life easier, or do you not miss that at all? Number 5.
Okay, fanny packs and crossbody bags, I guess, are coming back into style. So some dudes, I'm just trying to answer all the questions. I'm trying to be fair. So some dudes, but yeah, for me, no, I don't care. Most guys, I don't think they care as much. All right, we have pockets. That's enough for us. We don't need to carry lipstick, lip gloss, makeup kits, mirrors, we don't need all of it. Okay, we just good with a wallet and keys. That's all, and a phone. If a man has those three things, we're free to do whatever we want in the world. We go wherever we want with those three things. We're good. All right, so we don't need a purse. All right, but let's continue the video.
Do you think that girls and guys can be just friends? Now, and I mean like actually just friends from both sides of the story. I know that all of us have a friend of the opposite, you know, gender, or even if you're attracted to the same gender, whatever. I'm trying not to be like stigmatic, is that a word here? But just for the ease of asking this question. But do you feel like it can be 100% without attraction from either side? Or do you feel like one person's always gonna like the other person or whatever? I'm not trying to say that everyone is straight, of course. So same goes for if you're a guy and you're attracted to guys, do you think that two guys can be just friends? Or do you think one is always gonna be attracted to the other? Number
No. Okay, no, it's not. No. If there's a friendship between a man and a woman, somebody likes somebody. Somebody is attracted to somebody. Okay, and I don't even know why women continue to ask this question. The only people who even need to ask this question are women. Okay, men already know the answer to this question instinctually because we're all men and we understand how men think and we understand what men think. Okay, so we don't even need to ask each other this question. This is a question that is always presented by a woman. Okay, no, it's not gonna happen. In every case, somebody likes somebody, and if you're using that person, and it's usually the guy wanting to have sex with the girl, and he's just playing the long game. He's playing the long game. It is what it is. And when there's a chink in your armor, he's going to jump in as soon as he can. If you message all the guys in your phone, 90% of the time, they'll be okay to do whatever you want to do. All right, so don't, and women know this, okay? Women know this dynamic. They know this dynamic. Don't get it confused as, oh, he's just a friend, this and this and that. If he wasn't a childhood friend, even then it's questionable, because if this is the person you going back to anytime you got a problem in your relationship, which you should never do if you're in a relationship. Never go with your problems to anybody of the opposite sex, especially if they're not family. Okay? Well, if they're family, it's okay. But if they're not family, that should not even be a question. All right, that shouldn't even be in your head. And ain't no new friends. If you beyond 25 years old, it don't need to be no new friends of the opposite sex. All right, you didn't at 25, you didn't pretty much got all the friends you gonna get in your life. All right, all the really close ones that you gonna get in your life that you need to be sharing private information, personal information with. All right, so yeah, no, that's not a thing. As soon as there's an opportunity, that guy is going to try. It's just how it works. All right, but let's continue the video.
6.
With the there's a small few high integrity people that if they find another high integrity person, I guess it could work out. All right, but usually it doesn't work out unless somebody is not attracted to the other person. Okay, if the woman is absolutely not attracted to the man, then maybe it can work out in the long term because she'll never give him the opportunity. But he'll try. That's for sure. Let's continue the video.
What do you look for on a girl's social media? If you go on her social media account, what kind of pictures do you look for? What are you looking out for? What kind of pictures do you like? What kind of pictures do you not like? Do you look for her bikini pics or do you not? What are you looking to see when you're stalking a girl on social media? I want to know this. Number 7.
Okay, so guys are visual creatures, right? We like to see what we like to see. So if a guy's going onto your social media, he's probably there to see if you look good in many ways, okay? He's going to judge you based on many ways. And women understand this. That's why they usually have their social media souped up. That's one of the things we look for. We look for how good you look, and women understand this. Then we also look at how you carry yourself, okay? Because if you're on social media and you're posting, it's too... You know what I mean? It's too promiscuous. It looks like you carry yourself in a certain light. Well, then that man automatically isn't going to take you as serious as he might have if he met you in person. Okay, so off the rip, he's going to have an idea of you, and that's why it's important how you show, how your personal image is important. Okay, and that's why Kevin Samuels has been so successful as a image consultant, because how you show yourself to the world is important in how you're going to get judged. All right, so if you're out here, all your pictures are you in small bikinis talking about, look at how amazing this rock is, but it's just a picture of your butt. Yeah, some people are gonna judge you. Now that man still may be interested in trying to have sex with you. Okay, he may still message you, and a lot of women get this confused. They're like, "Oh, my DMs are filled with men and this and that. This will never be a problem. They'll never, men will never go away. I'll never have that problem." So they keep doing this until they're 35, and then all the men disappear suddenly, and they wonder why. Okay, but yeah, I mean, you can do what you want. Just understand that how you show yourself to the world is how you're gonna be judged. All right, so if you looking too crazy, too promiscuous, it's going to throw a lot of men off in terms of girlfriend relationship type of deal. Also, they may look for kids. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, small things in your character. If you're posting, I'm sorry, if you're posting feminist quotes, that probably won't look good on the old resume. We look for small little character flaws and if you have children and how pretty you are. All right, but let's continue the video.
What is the worst thing that a girl can do on a date? Number 8, what does clingy mean to you? When is a girl clingy? I think this is such an interesting question because a lot of the times something that you read online a lot is, I do not want a girl to be clingy. Same goes the other way around. Like, I do not want a guy to be clingy. But what I think is really interesting is that clingy is such a different thing to everyone. So I want to know, what is clingy to you? When is something clingy and when is it not?
See, with the whole clingy thing, and this comes up a lot because women don't really know if they're clingy or not. Women have to understand that men are independent creatures. All right, we are okay being alone for the most part. Men don't have a problem with being alone. Women are more social, and that's because that's how they survived throughout hard times. All right, before society and civilization was built, it took a lot of sociability to maintain to stay in the hierarchy for women. All right, how social you are was a big part of how high you were in that hierarchy. So but men, we just have a different thing. We can be alone. All right, so women have to understand this. And sometimes we like our alone time to sit and think or to play video game. Like so many dudes, if you just give them a TV and a pizza and an apartment, they're good. They're good. They're happy. All right, you give them a pizza, an apartment, a TV, and a video game, you may never see them again. They may just stay in there forever as long as the lights are on. That's all we need, okay? So we don't necessarily have that same thing where we feel like we have to be in each other's faces all day to show affection. Women like the attention, though. Women like to be shown affection to feel appreciated. Men don't necessarily need that. Now, we do like that sometimes, but we don't need that because we just happen to be more independent. And women have to understand that that's just an innate difference between men and women. All right, so let's continue the video.
9, what is the most hurtful thing that a girl can say to you? Number 10, what are guys most sensitive about? So this is not necessarily a hurtful thing, but this is something that you might be most conscious about, sensitive about, that is a sensitive topic, or something that gets you emotional. What is something in your life that you are the most sensitive about when it comes to you in an interaction with a girl? So yeah, those were all of my questions.
Okay, and that's where I'm gonna end the video. I mean, she's probably just gonna close up and say follow and subscribe or whatever. But yeah, if I had to say something that a lot of men are maybe insecure about, because we are protectors and providers, a lot of men just don't like the fact that they can't protect and provide as much as they would like to. All right, so and that goes with dudes that may be too thin, maybe too short. That may be an insecurity because they feel like they can't protect as well. And men who don't make as much money as they feel like they should, or they don't make as much money as they would like to provide for their family, they're probably insecure about that. Okay, so what do men do to go again? They work out or they buy a gun. All right, because all the muscles ain't gonna protect you from no bullet. But and they try to go and get better opportunities to provide more. Sometimes when women will say, "There's I just don't understand him. He just walks around the apartment mad. He has resentment," and men may understand this, but a lot of the times that comes from us feeling like we're not contributing as much as we wish we would like, or as we wish we could. You know what I mean? A lot of men just want to be able to provide, and when you can't do that because you work at McDonald's, that's a stepping stone. You know, that may be just where you start. But it is frustrating sometimes when you're 26 and you just don't have a plan yet. All right, you don't know where you're going, and you know you want to be a protector and a provider, but you just don't have the resources just yet to get where you need to be, and that can bring a lot of frustration for a man. That can bring a lot of internal frustration. All right, that can bring a lot of insecurity. So if I had to say one thing that a lot of men are insecure about, is the ability to protect and provide. All right, but yeah, that's the end of the video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all have any answers to these questions that I might not have answered, or y'all feel like y'all can answer it better, or y'all got another suggestion for it, let me know in the comments below. Till next time.